One of the most popular sports in North America, baseball has been a national pastime since the mid-1800s and has brought together players from all walks of life who have found their own ways to adapt the game. One adaptation in particular, originally pioneered by a deaf baseball player, has become a core part of the game today: hand signals. This is All In, the history of baseball. While we don't know the exact origins of baseball, we can trace it back to the British game of rounders, which was likely brought to North America by English settlers. By the early 1830s, baseball was played in various forms throughout North America, and by 1850, the baseball craze was in full swing. And while gameplay looked more or less like what we know today, there was one big difference. Umpires and players didn't use hand signals to communicate across the field, instead simply shouting their calls. Today, most baseball historians agree that the first player to pioneer hand signals was a deaf center fielder named William Hoy. Hoy played Major League Baseball from 1888 to 1902, amassing stats that cemented him as one of the greats. He was traded to 7 different teams over his career, including the Chicago White Sox. In order to communicate with precision and speed on the field, Hoy developed a lexicon of hand signals, which he taught to his teammates wherever he went. But it wasn't until the 1906 World Series, after Hoy's retirement, that the use of hand signals took the spotlight. The series saw the Chicago White Sox, one of Hoy's former teams, duke it out against the Chicago Cubs, drawing such a large crowd that the players could barely make out the calls of the umpire over the cheers. But one umpire was familiar with Hoy's system, and to compete with the noise, used hand signals to call the second game. They were so effective that by the third game, all the umpires were directed to use Hoy's signals. The rest is history, and hand signals are now an integral part of the game we know and love. Today, deaf and hard-of-hearing baseball players continue to make an impact in the game, including Canada's own Tyson Gillies, carrying William Hoy's legacy into the 21st century and beyond. Host, Tyler Turner. Producers, Mike Waverkin and Sam Graham. Editor, Sonia Chwill.
Produced in association with AMI.